We're looking at guitars.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's terrible. There's so many. I actually have on my Reverb, I have notifications for Fender MIJ and Japan Fender and stuff. So I always get the Japan, and those are the bomb. Those are better than American.
You're just buying things, money bags.
For
those of you who didn't know, Mike won the lottery.
I didn't win the lottery.
Told no one.
I sold a bunch of shit that was not needed anymore.
Nice.
And it was like, oh, cool. All right. But
excellent.
You have to sell things. You can't just buy everything.
That's true.
That's the thing.
There's a trade.
It's funny. Everybody's like, oh, you always get all this new gear. It's like, hold on a second.
Right.
Like, I sold stuff so I could get new gear.
And I sold like 3 things to get this one thing.
Right. Exactly.
Hello,
Pinky.
Hello, Donna.
I am running out of things to sell.
Right.
So
no, you're not. There's plenty in there.
PS4 is probably going to... Sorry, Gav. Like, it's going to go soon. But yeah.
Sorry about your PS4, Gav. Your dad needs an 11th guitar.
It's 11th. being awfully nice. Harry Potter things. By the way, Pinky, Harry Potter. So Lacey, for school today, it's dress as your favorite book character day.
Okay.
And her original pick was she wanted to dress as Dobby, but we couldn't get
a pick.
She told us
Dobby's fun.
She told us like a day and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't able to get the ears and like some sort of Dobby shirt. But she was able to do. She's got like a Hedwig shirt and a wand and the glasses. So nice. She is Harry Potter today.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I heard Daniel Radcliffe is in the lead as the possibility to play Clayface.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is
that should be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but Pinky says she doesn't sell anything, which I got to tell you,
I understand that too.
It's really important to like sell stuff because, or at least get rid of it. If you're bringing more stuff in and you're not getting rid of old stuff,
right?
Then yeah,
you have to. There's got to be some kind of trade-off,
give and take.
Like,
yeah, like
they're not making more room.
There's like we're getting to the point where I'm running out of guitars that don't mean anything to me. Yeah. No, I know it's hard to. Yeah, I know it's.
There's no way that this many guitars all mean something to you.
Well, I mean, like the new stuff is just like, well, I want that.
It's new, yeah.
Yeah, so it's new.
So that's the
there's
stuff you'll be able to trade in a year or two.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. If I don't fall in love with it,
you've bought future trades.
If I don't fall in love with it,
you may fall in love with all these. You bought them too close together. That's the thing. When you buy things too close together, you're only going to fall in love with one of them. Right? Because when everything's too close, when you spread them out more, you fall in love little by little.
This is so that one and this one. That's going to be my main, right? This is going to be my main.
Pretty awesome.
It's a baritone. It's going to be fun to use for the Oswald stuff. And then that's going to be my backup.
I'm not going to grab that.
Yeah. I love my Deadpool guitar.
Yep.
I just, that was one of my first builds. So again, sentimental value. The white one was my 30th birthday gift.
Well, and the white one's an exceptional guitar.
It's the guitar.
Right.
It's the guitar.
Right.
It is not coming on the fact that I was traveling and bringing that guitar and playing shows with it was like, there's a part of me that's kind of like, you idiot.
Oh, I disagree. I think that should be everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's my favorite guitar.
Right. Which is why I feel like you should play it everywhere.
Yeah.
But I understand. Also the idea. There's two different ways of looking at it. There's that way of looking at it like I spent $3 or $4 grand on a guitar.
Right.
I don't want to take it out. Or there's I spent $3 or $4 grand on a guitar. I'm going to play this goddamn thing.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like selling Harry Potter stuff is not a lot. Not licensed. Would rather gift it to Lacey. Well, I mean,
they can always use more stuff.
We're trying to get rid of
Fill
stuff,
it up.
but
bring everything.
She does love,
because if it's a gift, they can't throw it away or sell it.
That's
so
true.
Fill them with things.
Yeah. We're going through a big get rid of everything in the basement.
Right.
And last weekend we got rid of this is furniture that's been around, right? It's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Since the apartment. And the stuff that we bought in when we were going into the apartment where we were young, we didn't have great jobs, and we bought used, and we bought everything from a 6-foot bookshelf.
Right.
Jen went and paid $9 for it somewhere. One of those crappy solder.
Yeah.
So we had probably about 7 pieces of hand-me-down secondary furniture down in the basement that were all just kind of holding things.
Right. Okay.
That were not of use.
Are we doing a show? Is this part of the thing we should talk about on the show?
We can talk about this on the show.
So we should run the intro.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, we're not messing around here, guys. Here comes the show. Yeah, so we're in a show.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing?
We normally just BS with the patrons before,
right? But I was like, why not talk about this on the show?
Yeah, we just kind of got into a groove here.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so
we're talking about getting rid of things,
and cycling out and whatnot. So yeah, we're gonna try and finish the basement. So it's another entertaining space, if you will. And we got rid of 7 articles of furniture. And while I did feel bad about not asking anybody if they wanted it, this is the type of furniture that if it's moved once, it's
gonna fall apart.
Not great.
Right. Yeah.
And then if you move it again, it's even more not great. And then the third time, it just disintegrates. And I was pulling stuff up the stairs that were just falling apart in my hands. It was like a closed-in desk, a 5-foot closed-in desk. Just, I open the door, I start pushing it up the stairs, and it's just it's oh, what the hell? What the hell? All that solder, pressed wood furniture and stuff like that. A bookshelf that we got from my grandmother's old apartment. I was like, okay, Gav, let's take all the books out. We take the books out, and it was the books were holding it together because because the second
just the
I was
pressure of everything
let me just take this shelf out so this way it's not kicking around all the rest of them came out. I was like, oh, okay, then
yeah,
cool.
There's always this idea of when you go to clean stuff, right? Or you go to make space, you're kind of okay, what do we have that was we got because we needed a thing and we just got it quick.
Yeah.
Right. So there's your free things, your things you got off the side of the road, your things that came out of someone else's house that maybe they destroyed for 10 years before you got it.
Right.
All those things where everything's held together with hope.
Yes. Yeah. I
It's
will say,
sit on the couch, cross your fingers.
The one piece of furniture that would have possibly been bequeathable,
right,
was that $9 bookshelf. It was that $9 bookshelf that it just stood strong.
Right.
It looked like garbage. It really did. But man, sturdy as anything.
Well, I tell you what, it has been proven that a cube is really a strong way to make something.
Yeah.
Make a box. It's pretty strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, yeah. So yeah, it's a new beginnings. A little bit of changing. You know, we're trying to figure some stuff out.
I know we're looking at at possible places to rent or possible places to like move out of our current situation into, and when doing that, there's that first thing of when you start to look and you go, oh, we can't afford literally anything anywhere, so there's no reason to do anything. But then there's also that part of you that's like, you start looking around your place and you go like, if I had to move, how hard would it be because of how much stuff I have?
You don't realize,
and then like what stuff is necessary.
Well, you don't realize how much stuff has accumulated. Like, dude, we were in the apartment for I think it was like 4 years, and I was baffled by how much stuff we had accumulated.
Right.
And now we've been in this house for 10 years, and it's like it's triple the size.
Yeah.
And there's too much stuff everywhere.
Right.
How did I accumulate all this stuff?
Right. I remember like when I lived in a van, I had very little things. Very few things, right? And then when I was like kind of living in the studio, I started accumulating a few more things because it was like, oh, well, I can keep this in the van, but I can also keep this in the studio.
Yeah.
As long as it's not in the way of other things. And even moving from the studio into an apartment was just kind of like, oh, wow, I have more stuff than I thought.
Yeah.
Because like, where is this suitcase? Like if I'm living out of 2 suitcases that are easily hidden away in a van, well, now I need to put things in drawers, and but then where do I put these suitcases? And now I'm in an apartment, how do I hide this thing, and how do I hide that thing? And then you start accumulating like, oh, well, I don't have anything on the walls here, this is pretty naked. Then you get
personality,
right? And the more of that stuff you get, the more you start looking around and you're like, wow, did I really not throw this away?
Yeah.
Like you see like pictures from like the galas, and stuff like that. Like I'll look around and I'll see like a bunch of them, and there's some on fridges, and there's some up on something. And I'm like, did I really keep all these?
Yeah.
What am I keeping these for? And then Annie's like, well, because they matter. And I'm like, I remember it. Take a picture of it, put it in your phone, put it on a hard drive. But it's like having a physical thing also
tangible,
is a thing, So but then once you start looking into like, okay, if I had to move, would I take everything in this room with me? And you're like, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I haven't used this pan for 2 years.
Well, that's the thing about the basement is like, when we got married, there was a wedding registry.
Right.
And there was all the things that they're like, oh, well, you have to have fine china. You have to have this. You have
of course.
You need the whole set.
Right.
And we have never used any of it.
Right.
Not a thing.
But someday you'll be able to hand it down to Lacey, who won't want it.
Right. And it's just wild. Like we, being bequeathed different kitchen gadgets and like even stuff that we purchased, and it's like, if you haven't looked at it in like 2 years,
you probably don't need it.
Dump it.
Yeah.
You need to dump it.
Yeah.
You don't miss it. You don't need it.
Yeah. But then the minute you see it again, you start going like, oh, I can do this with this. I can do this with this.
I actually was hardcore last week, and I did a couple of shelves, and I did the furniture, and things were just kind of like sitting in there, and I was just like, all right, we're just gonna go to town. Like we're like, anything that's in pristine condition we'll donate.
Right.
Everything else, if there's any kind of blemish, or it's like, nah, it's
good that you donated too, because there's also that idea of like, well, we can sell this, and it's like, but you're not going to
because selling something for $10
selling
on Facebook
something
Market
is a pain in the ass.
Is a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Right. We can have a garage sale, and you're like, well, I'm not selling it for 50 cents.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, so you'd rather go give it away.
Right.
Okay. So go give it away.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one thing. And actually, I was talking to our buddy Joey about it the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the VVA, wepickup.org, I believe the website is. We do it probably 3 to 5 times a year. And what's really cool about it is when they're coming to your area, they'll actually tell you a few days in advance, and they'll go, "Hey, we have a pickup scheduled for your area on this day. If you got anything, let us know. Schedule it, and we'll do it. Otherwise, yeah."
Wepickup.org.
Yes, I believe it's wepickup.org.
Hey guys, if you want to donate things,
and it goes to the Veterans of Vietnam Association.
Awesome.
And they take children's toys, books, kitchen stuff, clothes.
Nice.
All that.
I'm gonna remember that.
Yeah.
Cool.
And in terms of setting up the pickup, super easy, incredibly easy. You just go online and you schedule it, and they give you a date.
Nice.
That's it. And then you put it out the morning of.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, right now what I'd like to do is I'm going to pour us a beverage, and while I tell them what beverage we're pouring, I would like you to figure out when this is going to air, so we can figure out what day it is.
Well,
if that's okay.
I'm not gonna be able to.
Powers
is
what we're drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't know what day this is coming out.
No, I don't know what day this is coming
Hey,
out.
whatever day this is that you're listening to this,
day.
Tell you what, go on your phone right now. You can do it while you're still listening to this and figure out what national day of observance it is, or what national holiday it is, and celebrate it or make fun of it, because some of them are funny.
20K Rio is March.
It's okay. You don't
19th or the 24th.
Not that important.
I think we have something the 7th. Yeah, I don't know.
Nah, we can talk about something else. That's fine.
We talk about other stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff.
We've got bacons. We've got bacons that we could talk about too.
Sure.
Man. Like,
did you have a bacon this week?
This week, my bacon was getting back on a schedule. Getting back. I love when my kids are off. I think it's awesome. I enjoy hanging out with my children. We say this a lot, so I'm not going to go. Yeah. I'm not going to go full on crazy. Nothing about that. But
yeah, everybody knows you like your kids.
Yeah,
you got cool kids.
Yeah, they're cool. They're awesome. They're great to hang out with. We have a lot of fun, and I love it. But
it's always a but.
We all thrive on a schedule.
Yes.
All of us. All of us thrive on a schedule. And when there is no set schedule, it creates chaos. And it also creates like unsurety. And so we did have we had plans and different things throughout the week that we had. I still had to work a little bit. Jen still had to work a little bit. So in that regard, it makes just doing work a little bit more difficult.
Right.
So at the end of that week, it was just, you just get to a point where you're like, I feel like I didn't get to do something. Like, I think I'm missing something. I forgot something. I don't know what it is. I forgot this. I forgot that. And just getting back on that schedule just helps a lot for me. So this week was very much about getting back on my schedule, getting back on my workload. It keeps me going.
Yeah.
It keeps me going. Yeah. So it was getting back on the workhorse, if you will. It was my bacon this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. We got someone chiming in from the patrons. We do this live for our patrons every single time. So if you want to be a part of that, patreon.com/baconthepodcast.
Today, which is the day we're recording.
Yeah, we're recording
February 28th.
Yes, which is National Chocolate Souffle Day. Nice. I don't think I've ever actually had a chocolate souffle.
I haven't.
I don't think I've ever. I only think of like shows where souffles drop. Right, that's how I think of it. It's public sleeping day.
Mm.
Do we all sleep together in public? I mean, that's exciting. Rare disease day.
Actually, I knew that because last night I ran a pre-rare disease day live stream for NCAN.
Oh, nice.
So it was a
rare disease day. So Mike runs, and I am happy to be a part of a foundation for a cancer that is neuroendocrine.
Mm-hmm. It's a rare cancer.
Which is a rare cancer. Yep. That if you want to learn more about or support or find out anything about,
go to netcancerawareness.org. Mm-hmm. netcancerawareness.org.
Yeah.
Because neuroendocrine is very difficult to spell.
Yes.
If you've never done it before.
Yes. Yes. But even if you have done it before, it's hard to spell.
Yeah.
It's one of those
it's a lot of letters.
Yeah. When you put it on a thumbnail, you check it 3 or 4 times.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you go, and can.
But yeah,
it doesn't ever look right.
No, it never does.
Right? Even when you spell it right, you look at it and you're like, that's not right. And then you look at it and you go, okay, it's right. But then you look at it again, and you're like, it doesn't look right.
Yeah. It's hard to.
We've got one coming up.
Yeah, we're gonna be going to Alabama in a couple of weeks.
I'm excited for it. I'm excited to do one. Like, it's been so long.
I haven't been to Alabama ever.
I feel like I've been to Alabama, but I don't remember being in Alabama.
It was a hell of a tour.
And there was certain tours where it was like you're in and out of a place in a day.
Right. So you don't know.
So it's like, did we play through there? I know we played in the area.
Yeah, I feel like Alabama is gonna.
My buddy went to college there.
I feel like it's gonna be good for food. I don't know why.
Like barbecue and stuff.
I don't know what it is, but I think for food, it's going to be awesome.
I'm going to ask my friend, shout out to my buddy John Bossing, he watches the show, and see if there's anything we need to specifically try and find while we're there.
Donna,
roll tide. Roll tide.
All of the artwork that I made for the Alabama conference, it's all like the elephant, roll tide, all that stuff. I did all that.
Sweet home.
Donna lived there for a few months, she said.
Lived there for a few months.
Yeah.
Well, that tells you that it was probably great.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
That's like you move in and you're like, I got to get out of here. I need to stay 30 days. All right. Well, in 30 days, I'm putting in my 30 days.
Yeah. Yeah. That's but yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun to travel. We're gonna do some stuff on the road. Yeah. Actually, we may that episode that I told you about that we may or may not do.
Right.
I think we're gonna do that weekend.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's vague though. Nobody knows anything.
Nobody knows anything. It's fun.
You do that a lot.
Yeah. It happens. It happens. We got okay. So we'll tell the story.
Yeah.
So it goes like this, right? So we've been getting pitched a lot of different types of guests lately. It's really cool because we did say that we wanted to veer into other categories, other
different than your typical
music
bands.
and band, that kind of thing. And we were pitched a few pretty like financial advisors and stuff like that. And I'm like, you haven't watched the show.
Right.
Like that's not
financial advisors now at a party.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, we were thrown basically this person who has her own podcast. It is about love and the ability to find your love through your dreams. It's a very It's a whole thing. We'll put a link down in the description.
It's like moon water.
Yeah. And basically, she is in her 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband passed. He's the one who came up with this whole concept and everything. And she has a podcast. And they were like, hey, would you bring her on? And I was like, hey, does she know what this is?
Has she watched the show?
Does she know what this is?
Yeah.
And they said, well, here are her links. And I said,
that's not an answer.
I read her name and did the due diligence
I
of
already
Googling it.
I saw these links.
And I saw these links, so I know what she does. Does she know what we do?
Right.
And they basically were kind of like, we'd love to have set up something. I was like, okay, well, you haven't answered the question, but
she's gonna have stories, man.
Let's do it.
She's gonna have stories.
I think we're gonna do that weekend.
That'll be fun.
It'll be a very different guest.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. What about you? What was your bacon this week?
You know what? My bacon this week, it got nicer outside.
Yeah, finally.
So I got to start, and it's an easy bacon, but I got to start taking Bruce for walks again, and I didn't realize how much I missed just morning walks.
Yeah.
Right, like throw a podcast on, take Bruce for a couple miles and just kind of like walk him around and be outside. And like I haven't realized how much like I actually enjoyed doing that.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a fun little. It's a good way to wake up.
I like that.
That's been my bacon this week because I've gotten to do it every day.
We haven't really stopped, only because the dogs will drive us nuts.
Well, Bruce, when it's super cold out,
right?
He's so small that
you can't. Yeah, you can't. If it's in the 20s,
yeah,
you can't really start. But like if it's like 34, 32,
then
we're still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Bane's legs are kind of like giving him a hard time, so we can't go on as long of walks.
Right.
As we like to do, but that's become a thing. Jen goes to work most days during the week and works home 2 days, and when she comes home between like 1 and 2:30, that's the first thing we do. We'll go, we'll take the dogs for a walk.
Nice.
And it's kind of like, it's that thing for her and I, that air your grievances out. We can air it out here.
Yeah.
Don't bring it back to the house.
Right.
Just get it out.
Yeah, get it all
out. Get it out. And love it.
I'm looking in the patrons and I see one, Donna, her bacon this week was she got to get down to the beach for the first time in a while at sunset, which is awesome. Yeah. Good for you. That's awesome. But then Annie making an appearance.
The goat.
Who apparently is listening to this in our apartment. And Bruce heard me say that, and now he wants to go out. But we went out this morning, buddy.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't know.
Yeah.
There's no concept of time.
Bruce has also been waking Annie up at like 7 something, which is weird because when she's not there, he does not wake me up before 8:30. Mm-hmm. And it's not even that I don't hear it, because I hear him when he cries. I even hear him when he cries when she gets up.
Yeah.
I just ignore it the first few times. But like I don't hear it at 7, I'll be honest. Like I'm probably just, my ears are not tuned to that sound until after 8.
Yeah.
But he doesn't wake me up earlier, but he will wake her up for nothing.
Well, it's because listen, my grandmother, when my Aunt Patty had this dog, Saoirse,
mm-hmm.
He was a big golden retriever. Probably golden retriever weighed about 135, 145 pounds.
It's a big golden retriever.
He was a wide back golden retriever, right?
It's a linebacker.
And every time they went to my grandmother's house, my grandmother would just give him all the leftovers.
Okay.
And it was like 2 nights ago's lasagna. And like, oh, here's a steak sandwich.
Right.
Here's like, and so it was the food lady.
Yeah.
So every time he went there, he knew he was in for like a treat, you know? Dogs actually know people.
That's true.
Right? So
I suspect Annie's mom has given Bruce meatballs.
Oh, okay.
I have a suspicion.
Yeah. So basically, Annie being the one that gets woken up at 7 o'clock means that Annie was the sucker,
right? That
who gave in to that request at 7 o'clock. So if you're not, then like same with my dog. My dogs were like there was like this weird like period of time the past like 3 months that stopped just recently, where they would wake me up at midnight. And then they would wake me up again at 4, and then they'd wake me up again at 7.
Wow.
And it was like, we weren't getting full night's sleep. And it was like, why are they doing this? Oh, because I'm the sucker that gets up.
Get up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you put the kibosh on it, they stop. So Annie, sleep mask, earbuds, tell him to go on his way.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at being like, I'll see you when my alarm goes off.
Yeah.
And that kind of happens.
Yeah.
So all right.
We got another bacon this week. Unboxing my Harry Potter box and filing my taxes, and not having to owe anyone.
Congrats to you,
That
Pinky.
is
very nice.
That is a wonderful feeling when you don't owe money on your taxes. It is getting it's tax time.
Yeah.
I had to put that paperwork in for the podcast.
Right. We got an I was going to tell you, but I'll tell you on the air. We got some message to the email.
Yes.
Okay, you got it. All right.
Yeah. No. It always because so what he's talking about. Here we go. Vague book over here.
Right.
We get an email from LegalZoom because we incorporated the LLC under LegalZoom. Now LegalZoom will then go, you can add these wonderful features onto your account, such as filing for taxes and this and that. I don't know how many of you know this or not, but this podcast, while it is fantastic and we love doing it and we really enjoy it, not incredibly lucrative.
That's true. Although we do love and thank our patrons.
Our patrons.
Patreon.com/bacon is my podcast. If you want us to be lucrative, please join over there, and then you can be part of the conversation. Hi, Bill. Welcome.
Yeah. Hey, Bill. So not incredibly lucrative. So you have to hit a certain threshold.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't, all you have to do is fill out this form every year that says, hey, I didn't hit the threshold, and you're just continuously filing it.
Right.
Now, for the low price of $150 a year, you can do that through LegalZoom.
Right.
Or for $0 a year, you could do it yourself.
Thanks, LegalZoom. Not a sponsor. You know why? Because you don't need them.
Right.
Don't do it.
So when you don't pick that, and because you did do your filing of the business through them, they send you action required. And they'll send you these threatening emails for like 2 months. Like, have you done it? You haven't done it through us. You're going to be in violation. And not in violation because I freaking did it myself.
Ooh, you know what I've been getting? I've been getting harassing texts and emails from a company that says that someone is trying to trademark Craving Strange. Now,
I've gotten those for a number of different.
Yeah, like we owned the Craving Strange, the band. Formed a company so that we could kind of do some of these things. And we owned the trademark for Craving Strange in the avenues of music release, but also in the avenues of like t-shirt logo design and all this, because you can pick different things. And we were paying so much for it every year. Right, or every so many years.
It's every so many years 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, to re-up it. And we got to a point where it was like, why am I still paying for these trademarks?
Yeah.
Like at this point, the only, like, if you put it in Google, it's us.
Right.
I can prove without a shadow of a doubt that we had it before you did. You know what I mean? Like there's all these things that are already there that are protection against copyright infringement and stuff like that. And realistically, even trademarking, there was no way, like if someone else put out a t-shirt with the words on it, I'm not going to be able to really do anything about that. So it was like, why am I paying $600 every, you know?
Right.
So I let the trademark run out.
Yep. And once you do,
man, just in the past few months, I got like texts and emails from people that are like, someone else is trying to trademark this. If you still want it, get in touch with us and we'll help you keep it. And I'm like, but if you're representing them, then why are you getting in touch with me? I already don't like you. I don't believe you. You suck. You're out. And those are the messages I would send them. I'd be like, so you're representing somebody that's trying to trademark something.
So you're
and then you're also finding that I used to own a trademark. So you're contacting me to try and get me to pay you before they can pay you. I don't believe you. I think you're a scam. I'm out.
Did any of those text back?
Yes.
Really? I thought it was robot on you, like just robo auto text.
That's the crazy thing, is it wasn't a robot. There was a person, or at least an AI, that was reacting to my texts, because it was someone coming back and going, you had it from here to here. The person is doing this, and it shows that, like, and I said, I have proof of ownership for all of these things for this many years. What are they looking for a trademark for? And they were like, you had the trademark for this and this, and you don't have it now. And if they decide to do that, like, it was very vague the way that they were sending it to me, because obviously it was just trying to get me to like,
and it's AI.
And but I basically, the last message I sent to them, which was a couple months ago, I was like, this is the last I'm going to answer these. Even if they keep coming, I'm just going to delete them. But I'm going to say, I choose to watch and see how this plays out. And see if anything comes back to me about a trademark infringement because I'm using it now. And I've never heard back anything other than the same messages again of like, someone's trying to trademark Craving Strange.
I get that for I got that several times for Something Heavy.
Okay, you own the trademark for Something Heavy.
Yes.
Still.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For what?
Actually, you know what? Last
this
year,
is important for anybody.
Last year I lost it.
This is important for anybody.
Last year
like
I didn't re-up.
Setting up a little business.
Because it's 4 years.
Like that. Yeah.
So 2019 or so. Yeah, 5 years.
So Donna, you have a business. So this might apply to you.
So yeah, I think it was like $1,400 to renew.
And right. And you're like, no. I'm not making $1,400 in sales.
What's great is, and especially for musicians nowadays, is that your releases, when you put them out on every streaming platform or whatever it is, it has the date.
Yep.
So you can look at it and you could be like,
yes,
I've been doing it for this long.
Right. I've had this website since this date.
Exactly.
I've had this first record came out on this date.
Exactly.
You know,
so you've been established already. So I was just kind of like, I mean, we're not really doing much right now anyway. Right. So what?
And they can't stop you. If someone trademarks something heavy for, let's say, a clothing company.
Yeah.
Right. They can't stop you from selling Something Heavy merch.
Right.
Because you're like, well, I'm not a clothing company. These words are the name of a band, and I'm putting that on a blank shirt.
Yeah.
And it's promoting the band, not that as a clothing company.
Exactly.
So they don't have any way.
There's no leg to stand on.
Right. There's nothing they can do anyway. So it's just interesting how trademark law works.
Mm-hmm.
And how copyright law works.
Yeah.
Like all these things are really shady in the way that they can like make money around you.
Yeah.
Even if you own the trademark. Mm-hmm. But when it turns around and you don't own the trademark anymore, you're like, well, I can do all those same things that you were saying that they could do to me. So I'm just going to do that now.
Exactly.
Right. It's
wild.
interesting. It's a wild.
It's really wild.
It's the wild. It's so shady. Every part of any kind of commerce business, when you're trying to build something, is so shady that it's like, who's trying to steal from me? The guy that has an idea for a design for something, or the not LegalZoom, because I wouldn't presume to say that they would do anything like this, but a company like that handles the in-betweens, or is it them?
Yeah.
That's saying, oh, we can get this much out of this person for this part of it, and we can get also double dip and get this much out of this person by scaring them into thinking they're going to lose their name.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to lose your name. You're not going to lose your name.
Nope.
Unless you just started your name and you find out somebody had it longer than you.
Yes.
Then you might lose their name.
You might lose it. Yeah.
But then you should. You should anyway, because they had it first. It's just what it does.
Actually, speaking of like the spam and the stupid warnings and everything, I have been getting my grandmother sold her house middle of last year, and also this past week I got a call asking about my in-laws' house. Hey, do you have anything to do with this address? And I was like, it's my in-laws.
Right.
And they were like, well, we would like to buy it. And I was like, what? How did you get my number? Like, how do you even know? They're not even looking to sell. Like, how did you get my number?
Right.
Like, I'm getting them all the time. Like, I got them from my grandmother's house constantly. It is freaking wild and annoying. And I've already
here's what you do.
I've already done it. So go ahead.
Oh, I don't know.
Go ahead.
Here's what you do. You say, awesome. I love that. For the low price of $1,500, I will bring this to their attention and I will get you in contact with the people who might possibly have a reason to sell.
Oh, I didn't do that. That would have been a good one.
Right?
That would have been a great.
Because one, they're not going to do it. But two, if they do.
Right. It's $1,500.
All you said was that you're going to get them in touch with somebody.
Yeah. I did say, I was just kind of like, I mean, they're my in-laws, but you know, I'm sure for like $2-3 million,
right,
they'll sell their house. And they were like, well, according to market, I was like, listen, I'm not their lawyer.
Yeah, market value doesn't incorporate the heart, my friend.
They didn't tell me they were ready to sell, so yeah, let me know $2-3 million, and I'll bring it to them. And they did not oblige.
For the low price of $1,500,
I
will bring your proposal to their attention.
Exactly.
And give you their contact info.
Oh, yeah. Might be a double whammy there.
Yeah.
Right?
I take Venmo.
Yeah. Imagine having 1,500 Venmo credit.
Right?
It'd be fantastic.
It'd be amazing.
It'd be pretty great. Pretty great. I'm just so sick of all the texts and the spam calls and stuff. Like even
well, I'll tell you right now, and I'm not gonna get call. But it's going to get worse. Because the Consumer Protection Agency is no more.
Right.
So all your spam emails, all your contacts, all those things are going to happen more often.
Wait.
Yes.
5 minutes and go.
I'm just saying that all the ways that you can be spammed or taken advantage of or getting harassing emails or harassing calls or all those things now are
easier to do
and easier to happen. So you're just going to have to watch yourself. Everybody's going to have to police themselves a little bit more because there isn't anybody there working to protect you at this point from any kind of scam. That has been dismantled. So just everybody educate yourself a little bit on these scams. You can look up different scams. If you get a text or an email from something you don't recognize, copy that whoever sent it, and then put that in Google and say, I received a thing from this, and you will see how many people received that same email, and you'll be able to kind of see where it's from and some of those things. Before you ever click on anything, before you ever answer anything,
no.
Search for it first. Put the phone number right into Google to find out where it's from, right? And if you got a Google or a text saying that from a number saying that you owe Chase Bank some money because something didn't go through, put that number into Google. And if that number comes up and it doesn't say it's from a Chase Bank, then guess what?
No go.
It's not, right? Never. I know it's easy to kind of go, I don't want to take the time to exit my email server or my text messenger and actually log into the program they're saying they're contacting me from. Log into the program they're contacting you from. It takes an extra 30 seconds. And guess what? You'll know if they contacted you or didn't. Protect yourself, watch yourself, assume every text or email that is not from something that you know is somebody trying to steal from you. And act accordingly. I'm done.
Okay. You had 2 minutes and 39 seconds spare. I'm going to keep it on.
Condensing.
I'm going to keep it on just in case we go down that route.
Right. Okay.
You got 2 minutes and 39 seconds to.
And that wasn't even political. That was just to protect yourself.
No, that was just protect yourself.
Protect yourself.
Actually, funny enough, I'm not going to say who, but a friend came to me and said that his mother-in-law was called one day and said, your bank, this is your bank. I'm not going to go into specifics, but this is your bank, and your debit card has been compromised.
Right.
So we're going to come to you and get it.
What?
And they showed up at the house, and she put the card in an envelope and handed it to them.
What? Don't do that.
Don't do that either.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
What? How old was this person?
Old enough.
Old enough to what? Know better? Like what? Yeah. Grown.
Yeah. No. It was a mother-in-law.
Dude.
Yeah. So,
man.
But you know, it's wild, and I know that there's actually like a lot of AI voice things. Like that's something that I worry about a little bit. You know, like we're kind of in the public, and we're talking. Like it's one thing if you're in a band and you're releasing music.
Sure.
Like you can't really get a person's voice from that.
Sure.
Yeah, but something like this, you can.
Oh, for sure.
And like the podcast, and there are people who are like getting calls AI because they have the data from whatever it is of them talking, be it a video on
Brad Pitt needs my money.
Right. And
did you hear about that? There was a girl in some other country that thought Brad Pitt needed money from her.
They're doing AI calls.
Dollars.
They're doing AI calls. They're doing, like the Nigerian prince calls.
Right.
It's so wild. But yeah, protect yourself, guys. Come on.
What and
always do your due diligence.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. If you believe that a Nigerian prince is going to send you $50,000 if you send them $5,000 first, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like you are dumb. Stop being dumb. Did you put the timer on?
No.
Oh.
No. No,
that's so dumb.
That was a PSA.
Right.
That was a PSA.
That's a PSA. That's
not getting political.
Like, come on. Like, take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And go, how realistic is this?
Like my grandmother, she's amazing.
Right.
She's 90.
Okay.
and she is navigating the world of the internet like nobody's business,
like
right?
A pro.
Like a pro. You know, she just she doesn't have a car anymore, and all that stuff.
Shouldn't drive.
And you know what? She's like, okay, well, you know what? I got Instacart.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I live across the street from this place.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Oh, Amazon? Cool. I'm in. Whenever something different happens on her computer, you know what she does? The first thing she does is stops.
Good.
She just stops.
Good.
She goes, oh, I don't know what this is. It seems messed up. Closes the laptop. And she'll call me
for the day.
And she calls me up and she said, hey, I don't know what this is. Don't feel comfortable. I said, okay, no problem.
Good.
That is
smart.
Incredible. That's
smart.
Amazing. So let my grandmother be an example to any of the elders that don't listen to this show.
Yes. Or the young, dumb.
Yeah. Just
not the young. The young aren't dumb. The mids are dumb. The mids are dumb.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of middle dumb.
There's a ton of middle dumb.
Right.
There's a ton of middle dumb. There's elder dumb.
Yeah. There's a lot of dumb out there.
There is.
Don't be one of them.
Yeah, please don't
be one of them.
Don't be one of them. Don't make us.
If somebody calls you and says they're from your bank, ask them to politely hang up the phone, and then you call your bank.
Yeah.
That's all. It takes an extra 2 seconds, and it will protect you. And if they're legit, they won't care. If they try and talk you out of it, they're bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
3 words, 3 syllables.
Don't
be dumb.
I think that should be just. It's the title of this episode. Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb. But guys, thank you for hanging out with us.
Don't be dumb.
Patrons, hang out for a sec.
Don't be dumb.
Because we're gonna talk.
There's something for you. We're gonna give you something.
We're gonna give you something.
And you don't even have to give us anything back for it.
No.
Nope. That's the beauty of it.
Nope.
And if you want to be a patron and you want to be able to get stuff like that, like we're about to do with them, patreon.com/bacon is my podcast.
Yes. Go.
Jump on there. Figure it out.
Yes. And we love you guys. And always remember to ask yourself one super important question. What is that question there, Jamesy?
What's your bacon?